I'm Julia Christensen. I'm an associate professor in geography and planning at Queen's University. I'm also the project director for At Home in the North, which is a large partnership bringing northern communities, Indigenous governments, and researchers together to collaborate on housing solutions to address the northern housing crisis. There has been a housing crisis in northern Canada for the last several decades. It's ongoing, it's worsening, it's a social justice issue, it's a human rights issue, and ultimately because the northern housing crisis impacts Indigenous peoples in Canada disproportionately, it's a matter of reconciliation as well. And ultimately growing up and seeing the ways in which housing need intersects with so many other things, education, employment, food security, and really seeing the connections between research, policy, and ultimately social change. I'm very interested in working with, in partnership with Indigenous governments and community organizations. We know that there's no one-size-fits-all solution, and we know that the current approach of trying to develop solutions outside the North and apply them to the North isn't working. The future, in terms of addressing northern housing need, is really in supporting Indigenous community governments and the nonprofit sector in being able to implement solutions that are based on their own lived experience, their own understanding of housing needs and priorities in the North.